Welcome back, trainers. Some more information regarding GoFest has been released, as well as future Community Day dates, and I'm going to be speculating on the next mythical that we will be receiving. Alrighty, so first things first, let's go ahead and go over the GoFest information, but furthermore, let's look at this image here. So we can see a Hippopotas in the middle, which has been yet to be released into Pokemon Go. That is going to be a Gen 4 Pokemon, which is going to be a ground type. It's going to evolve into another ground type, which we will go over here shortly. And if you look closely in the tree behind the Mamoswine, that is going to be Pachirisu in the tree. So, well, you can assume that there's going to be Pachirisus at GoFest for you to catch. Not the authentic ones, but hey, you're still going to get yourself a nice new Pokedex entry if you do not have that. So this time around, we're actually going to have 3 different GoFests. The first one is going to be in Chicago, and then we have followed up by Dortmund, and then in Asia that is to be announced. Very interesting here, as well as several other safari zones going on around the world. Stay tuned in the upcoming weeks for details on how to secure tickets for this summer's biggest Pokemon Go events. Alright, so there you go, more information there. This is going to all be within Pokemon Go's app, so you can check that out there. Now regarding the next Community Day dates, this is very nice, and I do not see why they didn't do this from the get-go. That's okay, and at least they're listening now. So we have the next Community Day, which is going to be May 19th. After that, June 8th, then July 21st, and then August 3rd. So you can plan those accordingly. Make sure you have time off or whatever you need to do to work around those dates for yourself, because before it was just kind of an announcement. Hey, here it is. Get ready. Doesn't matter what you had planned, but it's still going to happen. But now you're going to have prior knowledge, so you'll be able to take action accordingly. So there you go regarding the information. Not going to go over it too extensively because, well, you know, you can go to your app and see all that information. Anyways, all right, let's go over Jirachi as well as Hippopotas to see how well they're going to be performing in Pokemon Go. Alrighty, first up we have Hippopotas. Now, if I do not sound too enthusiastic about the GoFest and I just sound a little bit not like myself, it's because I went out today seeking Alolan Raichus, trying to take it out with one Giratina, the one that I maxed out, you know, the origin form with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. And guess what? You can take the Alolan Raichu out with just one Giratina. No relobbying or anything like that, as long as you do correct dodging. The thing is, Raid 1, Shadow Hit. Raid 2, Shadow Hit. I have a Galaxy S10. Alright, I upgraded for this specific reason. The relobby is amazing, right? When we went up against the Giratina, the revives, it was smooth. I was like, wow, this is actually happening. Maybe all this time it was, you know, I was being a little harsh to Niantic, and maybe these, you know, the app is running somewhat decent. It was just my phone, but no, absolutely not. And then there's also another variable. Oh, well, what about your network provider? Yes, I'm with this company called GCI here in Anchorage, and I'm gonna tell you this: if you move here, do not go with them. Simple as that. Just don't. AT&T or Verizon is your best bet. Okay, so that's why I'm a little bit frustrated, because, you know, it's a soloist thing, guys. I mean, if you're out here really dedicated to these power-ups for specific Pokemon, investing a lot of these candies, especially if you don't live in a super abundant area with a ton of raids, getting rare candies and Stardust is, you know, a bit tedious. After a while, you know, 2 years of this, just about, it starts getting very old. Anyways, enough of my rant there. Just wanted to let you know, okay? So that's what's happening. But on the bright side, we're going to take a look at a new shiny that I actually found. I did not have this quite yet. Well, I did not have it at all. And is it Scyther? I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyways, Hippopotas. Let's see. This is what you guys are going to get at GoFest. I'm sure the world is going to also get this as well. There was no mention of Garchomp, but it's, you know, their backs are getting pushed against the wall here with the Gen 4 Pokemon. Let's get them out there, guys, right? Anyways, it's going to be a pure ground type. First stage, Hippopotas. Let's go on to Hippowdon, because that's what we really need to focus on here. So that is its evolution. It's going to be a pure ground type. Max CP 3085, attack 201, defense 191, and stamina 239. So this is a pretty good Pokemon. We're going to have to see what the moves are to really determine how well it's going to perform. It's going to be weak to grass, ice, water, resisting electric, poison, and rock. Alright, so what do we have for its moves? There you go. Best move sets, but let's go down here and take a look ourselves. Fire Fang and Bite. Now, it's going to be weak to grass and ice, so it does have a bit of counter coverage there with Fire Fang, so that's looking pretty good, although it's not going to be your best, sort of ground type Pokemon because it does not have a ground quick move, but that's okay. This is looking pretty nice for PvP though, especially if we look down and see that Body Slam. Oh yeah. So it also does have Bite, which as we know in PvP can perform absolutely magnificent, just completely eating through your opponent's health. So that's a pretty good sign there for the quick moves, not bad at all. And then for the charge moves, we have Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Body Slam. So yeah, that Earthquake is going to be a single charge as well as Stone Edge, but that's okay. As we look down, we see Body Slam, which can be extremely spammy. Now, Bite does not grant you the most energy around, but that's okay. Fire Fang should help you pull that up just a little bit, although that's not going to be your best energy gain as well. But nonetheless, it does have a 3 charge bar, therefore making it viable for PvP and finding some sort of usability. Now, if you want to buy a secondary move, I mean, you have plenty of options. Well, you got 2 other options, Stone Edge and Earthquake. At this point, I mean, it really depends on what you're trying to do with it. Earthquake, you're going to get stabbed. Stone Edge, you're going to get coverage. So it all depends. So Hippowdon, looking pretty cool. So get hype. Very nice. Let's just have our fingers crossed that they're going to actually release more Gen 4 Pokemon at this point. Now we have Jirachi, which is going to be a Steel and Psychic. This is a mythical Pokemon, so it will be just a one-time entry for your Pokedex and no trading. It's going to have a max CP at 100% IV at 3265, attack 210, defense 210, and stamina 225. Fairly rounded Pokemon, not bad at all. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weaknesses and resistances. Weak to Dark, Fire, Ghost, and Ground. And as you can see, quite a bit of resistances because, well, any Pokemon that's carrying that Steel type will usually have a lot of them. Resisting Poison, Psychic, Dragon, Fairy, Flying, Grass, Ice, Normal, Rock, and Steel. So, Jirachi. Okay, let's go ahead and see the moves before we determine anything. Charge Beam, which has a decent amount of energy gain. Confusion also has a decent amount of energy gain, as well as Stab and massive damage. So, looking good so far. Okay. Now we have a signature move up next for the charge moves. It's going to be a Steel type, Doom Desire. Not only is it going to be probably pretty good, but the name also sounds awesome. So that's pretty interesting to see that coming in with that, because Celebi didn't look so hot with its moves. I mean, it's not horrible, but it doesn't have Stab with grass. Not one grass move, so that's a little weird. Anyway, Psychic and then Dazzling Gleam. So Jirachi actually is looking fantastic. You can get Stab off that Psychic if you so choose to go with that, although purchasing a secondary move is going to be quite expensive, but yeah, it'll be expensive. Let's just say that. And then you have Dazzling Gleam for a 2 charge bar, so Doom Desire and Dazzling Gleam are going to be fantastic. Psychic, okay, if you want to go up against Machamp or some sort of raid that's weak against Psychic types, well, you have another Pokemon to add to your unique list, so that should be pretty fun. So get hyped for that. I would assume this is going to be coming in for GoFest, guys. What else mythical would they drop next? This is the next one for the lineup. So there you have Jirachi. Doom Desire, Dazzling Gleam is what I would go with for the charge moves. If I had to pick just one, I probably would go with Doom Desire, seeing that you're going to be getting stabbed. Not only that, it's a signature move and the only Pokemon that has that. And then we have Confusion. That's what I would go with for the quick moves. So looking pretty good. Stats looking fantastic. So get hyped for this, guys. And if you're going to any of these GoFests, well, I'm assuming you're going to get yours first, as well as a good cash load of candies to go along with it, kind of like they did for the other GoFests. So there you go. Now, before we go on any further, I want to show you that new shiny that I got. So check it out. We have a shiny Aerodactyl. First one for me here. So that is pretty nice. We were out hunting for those shiny Scythers for hours. We did a ton of tasks. You know, I'm grateful we were able to find so many of those tasks. And look at that. First throw, excellent. Let's go. Even while it's up top. But none of them yielded us a shiny Scyther, so we're just going to keep the grind going. Did some today, nothing yet. Not giving up hope, but at this point, I'm not really like, is it going to be it? Come on. I'm just going to do the task and just collect them. If it gets shiny, then it's shiny. Otherwise, I'm not worried about it. But this one right here is a 98%. 15, 15, 14. I was so close to 100% shiny Aerodactyl. All right, now about Jirachi. If you're not going to the GoFest, let's go ahead and prepare a little bit. We've discussed this before in the past, but I'm going to give you a little refresher if you don't remember. Now, if you are attending any of these GoFests, and encountering the Jirachi, you're going to have different tasks as opposed to everybody who is not going, and they're going to probably be a little bit easier and revolving around whatever kind of events that they're doing within those Go Fests. So we see 385, that's where Jirachi is going to be. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of these Pokemon in here and see what we possibly may have to evolve. Now we see the Feebas is going to be walk 20 kilometers. That could possibly be a task. So like they did with the Eevees and was it Celebi, you had to walk the Eevees. Now I was telling you to prepare by walking them prior, but Tricky Niantic made it so you had to actually walk the kilometers and then evolve it too. So there is that factor. We may have to just walk Feebas in as well as evolve it. And then moving up here, we do have Swablu, which is going to take 400 candies. So that is another option there for the tasks regarding Jirachi. And then as well as Wailmer into Wailord, that's another 400 evolution candy. So keep that in mind. And then looking at some more Pokemon here, I don't really think there's going to be too much other ones, although it's very obvious that they could be, but I'm just giving you the more tedious ones that they kind of did, like with the first one, seeing that Mew, you had to evolve a Magikarp into Gyarados, takes 400 candy. So I'm just kind of making the connection from the other ones to this. So there you have it. So there you have it, trainers. If you are going to Go Fest, congratulations. I hope you have a great time over there and everything runs smoothly. And I will be bringing you the full video of me going up against the Alolan Raichu using this Origin Form Giratina right here. And I will continue to go on the hunt for more so I can complete this with just one, and hopefully I don't get those shadow hits. Anyways, thank you for watching, trainers, and I'll be catching you all on my next video. Take care.